Iraqi security officials tour the country's long border with Syria. They're inspecting what they call recent improvements, including a second line of defense behind the current borderline equipped with barbed wire fences. Their visit follows deadly recent attacks by Islamic State. Nearly 3 years after the group lost its final enclave, IS fighters are re-emerging as a deadly threat. They're aided by the lack of central control in many areas, according to a dozen security officials, local leaders and residents. In late January, Islamic State carried out its deadliest attacks against the Iraqi army for years, killing 11 soldiers. On the same day, militants stormed a prison in Syria, attempting to free inmates loyal to the group. Hundreds, including inmates, guards and civilians, were killed in the process. Officials and residents in the region lay much of the blame on rivalries between armed groups. After Iraqi, Syrian, Iranian and US-led forces said they'd beaten IS in 2019, they faced off against each other across the territory it had ruled. In some parts of Iraq where IS operates, the main dispute is between the government in Baghdad and the autonomous northern Kurdish region. Those are home to huge deposits of oil and strategic territory that both sides claim. And they're also where the jihadists' deadliest attacks in Iraq have taken place in recent months, with local officials saying IS militants hide out in the farmland between military outposts. But armed forces say that the sheer number of groups, which are all enemies of Islamic State, would squash any resurgence. Tashin al-Kafaji, spokesperson for Iraq's Joint Operations Command, says they're working together.
The meeting between the federal forces and the Kurdish Peshmerga was very productive. The meeting and the joint work against terrorist organizations was successful and proved to be a great contribution to the stability in the region.
In the wake of the prison assault, the US-led military coalition fighting Islamic State said in a statement that recent attacks had ultimately made it weaker. But some local people like Salem are not convinced.
Our demands are simple: security and safety. The Iraqi citizen just wants security and safety, and we ask the government for a strong army, training, new recruits just in case, all so that it gets stronger.